And today we're going to add interactive controls to our scene so we can move, rotate, and scale these objects not manually. That's what we are going to avoid, to manually input their coordinates by positioning them using their position property. So to avoid that, we're going to use a handy tool named Gizmos. Let's create a separate file for our Gizmo setup, and let's put it inside our utils folder. Gizmos.js. Gizmos.js. So obviously we're going to import a handy tool Gizmo manager. So that's what we need for our Gizmo to work. Let's create a function. Let's create a function here. Let's name it initialize Gizmo. Initialize or create Gizmo for sure, just to be simple. So it's create Gizmo, and we need a scene, and let's put the array here, an array of objects, but let's do it after I explain these things. So let's create a variable named Gizmo manager is equals to new Gizmo manager scene. So let's save that and import that inside our room scene. Create Gizmo, and it will automatically import the Gizmo here. Save it, and let's go back to our project. So far nothing changed. It's because we didn't add any instructions to our Gizmo manager, because we can control three kinds of thing here. We can control the position, the rotation, and the scale. So let's go back to our Gizmo function, and let's set it to Gizmo manager that position Gizmo enabled is equals to true. And so now if you click any object in your scene, you can control its position. You can move it around in the scene. Notice that if we click our wall, we see the Gizmo here. So remember, we created this wall and we apply the transformation, the transformation. So it sets its origin to its center. So the center of this wall would be in this center. And as for the sofa, the origin of this sofa is in this location. The mini chair, and that's also for the table. So we have successfully enabled the Gizmo for our room scene, but we want to have some restrictions here. For example, we don't want to move the walls, because right now we can move the walls, we can move the ground. We only want to move the chairs, the chair, the table, and our sofa. And to do that, we can insert an array here, the array of objects that we need that can be controlled, that is only limited to be controlled. Okay, so let's rename this array of meshes. Is that the right word? And you could say Gizmo manager that attachable meshes is equals to array of meshes. And of course we're going to insert that inside here. So we can insert inside the array is wall, table, not the wall, just the table, sofa, and the chair. If we click our wall, we won't see the gizmo in the center, and if we click the ground, we won't see the gizmo as well. But if we click the chair, we can see that the gizmo is appearing into their region. It's because this tree is the only attached meshes. So because of these three objects are only has the gizmo attached to them. Alright, so but we want the rotation and scaling to be enabled as well. Actually, we don't need the scaling to be enabled, but I'll just show you how it works. Gizmo.rotation, gizmo enabled is equals to true. So we can also scale it. Oh, right, so that's how you can use the position, scale gizmo, and the rotation gizmo for your 3D objects. Now I'll show you another cool trick with gizmos. It's called bounding box gizmo. This one lets you select and scale and also rotate an object using a box around it. It's kind of like how you resize things in graphic designs applications. It is super useful when you want quick control over an object's size and shape without switching tools. Let's see it how it works. So I'm just gonna remove these things. So gizmo boundier dot bounding box gizmo enabled is equals to true. So we can click the walls and the ground, but if we click the chair, you can see that we can rotate this, scale this, yes, and we can also drag. I think that's it for today. We covered the gizmo system, including how we can move, rotate, and scale our objects in our scene. And we also explored the bounding box gizmo, which is we can rotate, scale, and drag our objects in our scene. In the next video, we'll keep going and dive into more cool features. And I'm proceed in that video, and goodbye for now.